Angelo here. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back viewers to my stream. So guys, I'm joined again for another stronghold with my bro, Mono.
What up?
And here we go. We're trying a little bit different setup. Hopefully it's much clearer. And we're going to be doing a little bit of Zashangra. Yes, Zashangra is very nice. It's very calm. It's very peaceful. But I guess Mono's going to throw some random Q&As at me and just see what I'm feeling. The date today is the day before the 4th of July here in America. So if you guys are American, then yeah, happy Independence Day coming up tomorrow. And yeah, let's get into it. What you got for us, Mono?
So first things first, there are two classes we're not talking about. One is because we're not going to be have any part of kink shaming because we push diversity and inclusions.
Oh yeah.
And then the second one we're not pushing because we don't want to get into a race baiting situation and have a group of angry bots attack us because we're teasing a certain region that is brand new. Yeah, we're not going to mess with that. So what I'm going to kick off with is the Slayer. So every time we do one of these and there's a new class, I ask you, regardless of nerfs, regardless of skill changes, tripod changes, is the Slayer main worthy?
I definitely think so. I definitely think so. If anything, the Slayer... if I could show it, but... I mean, here, I'll just try and show you through here since, you know, we're doing this live, baby. Oh, you can't even see it. But anyway, that's my Slayer right there. Actually, no, I can. The reason I say about the Slayer is because she, without a doubt, has the big... I mean, this thing's called a chess piece, but... she has the biggest chess piece, not, you know, just safe to say it's freaking massive in comparison to everything else. Like, I mean, yeah, all you need to do is just go to the chess piece selections. Is it cold? Yeah, I mean... bruh, you telling me that isn't the biggest one of all time? We can even get different little moods. Oh yeah, set the mood, baby. Oh yeah. And then even these new ones that are popping up recently. You got like this, huh? I mean, this was cool. I did not know, but still, it's like, Jesus, okay, all right. And then this is the one everybody likes right here. Let's see if this guy wants to join the part. Hey. And this one, supposedly you can get this even more like translucent, but yeah, I mean, come on, bro. It's like, Jesus. But anyway, aside from that, I'm pretty sure that's one of the reasons everyone's playing her. The other reason is she's just like the Berserker. So I've even seen some bots potentially playing her because it's the same layout. I mean, if you already have a power pass and you have all those Makoko passes, and you can potentially... are they selling gold? I'm assuming they're selling gold. They've pretty much destroyed the marketplace for... well, there we go. They've destroyed the marketplace for all the life skills, fishing, hunting, excavation. So there's a time when everything was dirt cheap. And then now a lot of the bots have gotten banned, so now they're stupid expensive a bit. So, yeah, it's different. It's unique. And, yeah, but is she main worthy? Yes, it's just going to take time for you to really get everything in terms of tripods, your gems. But I guess everything's changing because, I don't know. Oh, there's a lot of quality of life upgrades happening very soon. And I'm eager to see where they're going with it from now on.
So compared to the Machinist, the Summoner, pretty much all I can really think of at this point. But the Machinist and the Summoner, what makes her more main worthy? And let's not talk about the two reasons anymore.
Well,
I'm saying, I mean, like gameplay wise, skill wise,
hey,
raids.
Her and her two best friends are main worthy regardless. But if you're going from that, she's simple. It's simple to play. If you can play a Berserker, you can play her. The only difference is she is 100% a back attacker. Like just about every single one of her attacks are back attack. And she doesn't instantly go into it. She's like a reverse. So basically she has like a pop. So like, just like this guy has, you know, this sharpshooter can summon a Silverhawk. She just gets a higher crit and all that. But I would just say simplicity. That's the main thing. she's simplistic. She hits pretty hard, but again, as all things, you still got to build up the tripods. You still need to build up the gems, and obviously you got to get her to level 60, which isn't that tough, especially if you have her going in the Stronghold.
And what's the raid where melee characters struggle in? Because I believe there was one raid that the like the big guns would talk about, where if you're melee, it's like suffering to play in those raids.
I mean, that could be any raid, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, and at this point, this character right here is one of the few actual ranged characters. Even though that they talk about, I guess you can say the gunslinger's also a ranged class, but there's not that many people that are actually ranged. Just about every character in all martial arts, melee. Assassins, everything else, melee. Blade, melee. Reaper, melee. Like, everything's melee, and this guy can shoot from there. Everyone else, you just have to get right up on there. And, yeah, to me, there aren't any real ranged classes. I mean, I guess you can call a sorceress, but even then she's just sitting there casting. You can even consider the summoner, because she technically doesn't have to be there, but she has 2 to 3 different guys that are all have to be within close to melee range to do damage. So melee is everywhere. So that's what I would say. If there was another class that they release, I guess Aeromancer is gonna maybe be, but then that's just magic. That's not really melee or ranged. So maybe there'll be I was gonna say there's a spear, but even the spear characters like Glavier, still melee. Like,
so attacks from the back, but she also has a frontal attack.
Indeed.
So basically, like permanently, you're gonna be interested in new cosmetics for this character. Like this, it's definitely gonna be a character you're not gonna drop anytime soon. You're not gonna get bored of.
I don't think so. Again, to me, I got so sick and tired just doing Vulcan and Vicus and getting jailed so many times. Like, I basically lost my love for doing raids. I know raids are like the future of this game, but I really can care less. I really...
That's another discussion for
Okay.
later. We'll,
Okay, well, because
yeah.
the main reason I'm bringing that up is because you're talking about what can I keep playing. I can play every single one of these characters. Because I ended up... The reason I got so behind on my rating on all my characters is because I like making characters and running through with them. Because again, this is the only game where you can literally go through and be like, oh, I don't like this skill, I'm going to switch this other skill. There's no other games that allow you to do that. And for free. For free. Like
So the great thing about this game, and everyone praises this part of the game.
yeah, roster
One,
system.
there's a lot of things that respect your time. And 2, the combat is fantastic.
Oh, well, yeah, one of the best combat systems of all time. I just wish there was more to it, because this is the problem that I also have. Like, I love field boss. I put a field boss video on my main channel, and there's no gatekeeping. It's just, you just got to be there, and you get to see more people. Like, why is an MMO turning into a 4-person and 8-person game? I thought it's an MMO, massive multiplayer online RPG. But instead, I guess they're gonna call it more of a ARPG. It's like, motherfucker, I didn't even know what the fuck an ARPG is. Okay, I mean, people try to say, oh yeah, I know what an ARPG was the whole time. It's like, dude, and they try to say like Diablo, this and that. It's like, motherfucker, it wasn't called ARPG back then. It was just called Diablo. There wasn't really...
It was like considered a dungeon crawler.
Yeah, a dungeon crawler, or people just called it Diablo. And you say, oh, it's a Diablo-like game. And it's like, oh, I got it. There was no ARPG. There's no fucking throwing it into a genre. It was the game that was the best and that was new and created it. It would be known, oh, that's it. Is the game like Diablo? That's what I always say. I never say,
Yeah,
oh,
that's what you would consider it as. Yep.
Is it an action RPG? Is it a AR? No, shut the fuck up. That never existed. It was called, is it like Diablo? Is it like Diablo 2? And then it's like, oh no, it's more like Fallout. Okay, I get it. And so on and so forth. But these people that try to say like, oh yeah, this is what it's supposed to be like. Nah, dude. And then this is also like supposed to be an MMO. A free-to-play MMO. And which is, obviously, I'm a cheap ass, and that's why I liked it. But I did support it. I bought some skin bundles here and there. I bought some creds. Not as much as like, you know, Shroud and all them, but, you know, hey. I supported the game.
At the time, they were addicted.
and that'll live in infamy forever. So now, if someone's truly addicted, it's like, yeah, how many thousands of dollars you getting paid for that sucker to be addicted? And then the new game comes out, then you're like, I'm addicted to that one. But you know, hey, make your money when you can. I'm not making the money yet. I'm a poor sap that has to work a job.
So basically, you're bringing up a pretty hot topic in Korea, and that topic is there should be other ways to progress outside of raiding. For example, there should be ways to get gear progression in solo content.
Yes.
For PvP and through life skills.
Yeah, a PvP I'll never do, but I mean that'll be a great
if someone
option.
wants to participate in it,
Absolutely.
there should be a way to progress your gear by doing these things.
Yes.
And then they should also be able to help you transition and get the best gear, which is through raiding.
Yeah, if we're talking like MMO, ARPG, everybody's always looking for that extra 0.5%, that extra 10%.
But then there are also some people who just go in, like in Path of Exile terms, for example, they will go into a league. They don't participate in any of the meta talk, any of the content, and they will play their specified builds every single time. And these are the people, the casuals. These are the people that keep the game alive, because they play the game not because they have the meta character or not because they have the secret build. They play the game because they simply just want to play the game.
Well, yeah, and that would be what I believe they're calling right now horizontal. If you're a horizontal Andy or horizontal content enjoyer like me, as you can see, my roster level's 242, and a lot of that was because I was, for the most part, free to play. My first 6 characters, I ran through the entire story, all the way getting to tier 3. I think the first character that I eventually used it on, when I got him to, when I first decided to make him, was I think him, but I think, yeah, this guy ran through it. These two got battle passed all the way from the beginning. Okay, this battle pass, but these characters I got later because they weren't released fully yet. My Shadow Hunter, I ran all the way from was it Rethramis, Destino, Rethramis. That's my Artillerist, my Sorceress, my Glavier. When she was released, I ran through her. So basically, if you do the story quest, you get a shit ton of roster EXP. If you don't do the type of like grind from that, you don't get that much roster EXP. That's why a lot of people, if they just power pass or pay, I guess some people would call it pay to progress, you don't get that high of a roster sword. And that's why a lot of people think that I just did a lot of raids, because you get, you know, if you do raids all the time, yeah, you're gonna up your thing eventually, but just maybe it's raid anxiety, maybe I've lost my love for raids.
Well,
that's all I can say.
Here's the one way it's been described. So basically, the system of the game actually forces gatekeeping.
Yeah, 100%.
So what happens is they look at your roster level, they look at your eye level, they look at your gems, and they're like, oh, this person doesn't know what they're doing. When in actuality, if that person can do all the mechanics, if that person can participate and help complete the raid, maybe you kicked the wrong person. And then there's also the fact that there is performance anxiety. So
or raid anxiety for me too.
You guys call it raid anxiety, but there's a thing that's in all jobs, sports, whatever. People who aren't familiar with something have performance anxiety, and essentially what happens is, if you screw this up again, we're kicking you out and we're rebuilding the party.
Oh, it's a 2x and kick. That's what the
yeah. So it essentially, if now I don't fully agree with this, because I think there should be other avenues to enjoy the game, but one thing that was proposed was a soft reset, and essentially what that would do is everyone would start, you would have things that differentiate you from other players. But essentially what would happen is there would be like a soft reset, and everyone would kind of be at square one, and you wouldn't be able to lock people out of raids because you'd also be at square one as well.
Well, because let's put it this way. There are certain things that you can do. Final Fantasy does this all the time. People could just hit matchmaking and play. Because I guess there's a system in place in Final Fantasy where if you were to take your character, I don't know, it's like a daily instance or something like that, and it puts you in an old raid. And basically it's just to repopulate the old raids whenever someone hits matchmaking. And when that happens, you get like bonus loot. I don't get it. For me, like, let's say if you do any raid back in the past to help out lobies, you can potentially get pieces of gear and armor for the raid that you have up to your tier. Like the biggest way I would say it, let's say for this character, right? He's not that high. He's only 14. All my characters are parked at 1460. At this point, I don't want to waste my gold. I don't want to waste my silver. If I know I can just get it, like basically a silver only honing. Because dude, the gold ridiculous. They keep dropping. They're doing the wrong things basically, and then they want you to keep running all these raids. But it's like if these things right here were roster, dude, I could just outfit my because like, do I have to play with every single character? A lot of times I just want the gear. Like, to me, it may sound stupid or shitty, but like I just want to get my characters leveled up so that I can do the chaos dungeons. That's all I want.
You're proposing that your raid materials should be roster bound.
Yes.
And now what do you think of this? What if gems were roster bound?
Now that's something they're trying to work on. I will admit, if gems go roster bound, it's gonna
It would ruin the economy though.
It would hurt me. It would hurt me specifically because I've sold so many level 7 gems.
If there was tiered progression for life skills,
yes,
then you would create a new economy. So instead of selling gems and blah 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 this BS, what if they had amazing progression for people who just wanted to do life skills?
Dude, I'll be
and
fishing
just
all
as you
fucking
were
day.
saying, having a roster bound raid materials and having roster bound gems, you could be a no lifer fisherman.
Yeah.
And then you would be locked in to be able to get the sellable, the great materials. Your character would have to reach a specific roster level. Obviously,
this is it. You want to know how they do it? You have a great idea. This is all they have to do.
But to lock out bots, you gotta lock out bots.
I'll tell you right now. You have a great idea. This is all you have to do. Have they done Elgacia? The Elgacia, if you hone or if you get life skill and get trees from there, Elgacian life skill things cost more. Anything below tier 3 costs nothing. Hence, all the low B freebie bots can't get shit from that.
There you go. Yeah.
Easy. And then maybe we got to bring professions. Maybe someone can be a gem person. Or a jeweler, you know, so basically you can go to somebody and this person, their job class, you know, or their job skill is that they can do better bracelet honing for you or bracelet re-rolling for you. Then it's just not RNG. Then if you go to somebody, this person, since that's their job type, has like a 20% chance to filter in like 20 different specific skills instead of just constantly rolling and you don't know what the fuck you're gonna get. The best thing that I would also appreciate if they did is that if that was a job type or whatever, if they make it so that you can re-roll some of these, but it becomes bound to your roster. You can't sell it anymore. So like, let's say that I want, instead of swiftness on this bracelet, or maybe I find something just like this, like something with Loyal Companion 3, all out attack 4, and I want, you know, specialization. You can take that and potentially roll it as somebody as a profession, as a jeweler. Again, these are just crazy thoughts. And also, I wouldn't mind the whole Path of Exile Mirror of Kalandra drop. If you are playing and then you're just fighting random enemies or doing random chaos dungeons, there's a potential, or a guardian raid, there's a potential for you at the end of the raid or whatever to get a drop of a piece of gear, which could be anything like just whatever you are currently up to, whatever your current max is. You have a potential of getting like 5 or 10, or like the thing that I think is stupid is you need, I think, what, over 200 Broshaza horns to get the final Broshaza piece. I'm glad they're turning all of the horns and the phantom intentions. Like, realistically, why is there a normal and why is there a hard? If it's going to be something like that, it should just be the extreme version. Like, because if you can do normal and get the same amount or just a little less, and you don't have to get jailed for fucking 4 to 5 hours, do you even care doing normal? You wouldn't mind helping people get through normal. But if you're on hard, you are locked in. And then the pool of players that know how to do that content is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Now, again, it could be because Diablo 4 is out. I don't know. But these are just things to think about.
So then basically, so you know how in Korea there's busing, and then there's something called a school bus, which is it's essentially it's a learning party. So if in the game it was like a Final Fantasy 14 style, you can go into these raids and we'll give you amazing rewards for helping these newbies complete these raids.
Yeah.
And basically it would be a way for the game to have legit busing.
There you go. I just thought of it. Okay,
let's this Discord fucking shady.
Maybe they do
bullshit.
it, maybe they don't, or maybe even get jailed. The worst feeling is if you pay for a bus and you get jailed, and it's like, why am I jailed in a fucking bus? It's
and
like,
then
didn't
basically, let's say you participate in this school bus or learning party or whatever newbie helping system.
No, because I was thinking about what you were just saying. This will allow you to go back. So let's say you do it the first time and you cleared it, you got all your rewards, and let's say you do it again, and it'll ask us like, do you want this to be a school bus, or like?
And it doesn't count towards your limit for doing that raid in the week.
Because now you set it up as this is a learning bus.
Yep.
I think that'll be perfect. And then anyone who, like, just like whenever you set it up, you see the parties, you'll see drivers. And you can have up to like 4, 5, 6, however many drivers. And you can designate how many people are going to be drivers. And then you know who's going to be a driver. Because here's the stupid thing. They did all these stupid wipe mechanics because they're like, oh, we don't like people busing. Because if one person can do the Vaultin raid, what's the point of doing the Vaultin raid? Maybe people don't want to do it on 6, 12, 24 characters. Nobody wants to do that. But then they're just thinking, no, we need to have all these anti-measures and all that stuff. It's like,
okay.
They found out how to bus anyway. They just add another person. So instead of a one-person bus, it came into a 3-person bus.
So, 1. Roster-bound raid materials.
Yeah.
Roster-bound gems. 2. Solo content progression. Or PvP progression. Life skill progression.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? 3.
I also have to say for the Chaos Dungeons, if they're going to keep us doing 2 and 2, make it so there's a possible random drop of the raid material you're looking for. Because just, that.
So possible
card packs,
raid material
raid
drops.
material, card packs. Like make some more shit that you're, because why are we looking for? Because what we can get a gold portal and get 300.
So then basically casual players can finish their, what's that one card set that's like takes forever to fucking Light of Salvation, right?
Light of Salvation.
Yeah, so
I don't even have a full, like, I think I'm still.
So imagine
18.
getting like the chance to pick choose a card that you need. There you go.
I got 22. That's what. Yeah, I got 22
Okay.
is what I. But I only have 21 on equip, so it's like.
And then now that you're talking about
excuse me,
drivers, now consider this.
Yes.
The mini games. So you really like the mini games. Now imagine if the mini games weren't just the MOBAs. It wasn't just the tower defense and the Mario Party and all that. Imagine if they could have, because from what you showed me, it looks like Gold Saucer pretty much. It looks like a carnival area, and you go and you enjoy and you have fun and whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Now, imagine if there was a mode where you could solo practice or group practice raids.
I
And
love it.
basically you're just pick a mechanic. This is the white mechanic. Practice it. So to become a driver, you have to complete all of the trials required to be a driver. And you can, and these are
Ooh, that would be-
voluntary
Ooh, okay.
trials. So there's the group trials, solo trials with bots, whatever. But if you are a driver, you must complete all of the trials required.
You got to get your driver's license.
Correct. So to drive this school bus, you need to be qualified to do that.
That's
And
that's
it
beautiful.
also, imagine if, for example, you create a MOBA within the game, right?
Mhm.
A winning team, chance to get raid materials. You have a 12 person, well, usually it's a 9-player tower defense, or yeah, about 9 players. That's generally the amount of players. You make top 3 in the tower defense. Top 3 gets a chance, cards or raid materials. And essentially, you are pushing people towards trying out the new raid, but they don't have to. They won't get as much progression unless they did the raid. But if they want to, there are plenty of systems that support it.
Yes, I'm down with that. I've always been like, if there are multiple ways to the finish line, yeah, sure, I'll do it.
'Cause-
And that'll take away the monotony of doing, oh, I gotta do my 7th fucking broshaza.
Yeah,
I might as
because
well.
essentially you would have this school bus learning party system within the game, and it will reward you handsomely within the game. So by doing that, it creates a ecosystem. You'll have drivers, you'll have life skill people, you'll have people who show others how to beat these tutorials. You'll have such a huge ecosystem. You'll have people who get all of their freaking max gear through freaking playing the MOBA or playing the tower defense or whatever the heck. And basically you have so many different ways to enjoy the game. It's a game within the game because they already have a great combat system.
Yeah, and then
And
they
they
can
can
take that.
put so many different things around it.
And to me, that is the worst thing that they did by canceling. Oh yeah, by the way, have you found the bright-eyed deer?
Down the cliff.
Okay, got it. No wonder why I couldn't find it. But yeah, I mean, hopefully that's not 100% true. But if it is, I'm fucking sad, dude. Because that Argos kicking you off of Valton, and the way that it was set up, like, dude, I want more shit. And then there was a fucking tower defense, dude.
Well, like
I would have spent so much time on the tower defense. Oh my
I
God.
talked about before. I listened to that podcast thing, and they're talking about Gold River is going to do an emergency stream. Don't know when, but he's planning to do one.
They were saying Wednesday.
And maybe he'll address it. So, and regardless of what happens, you know, we're on this submersible until we all disintegrate in the deep sea. So I'm on the Lost Ark Submersible. And right now we know this is kind of sus. The parts, you know, look a little sus, but we're taking a risk and we're going in.
Mhm.
And maybe we'll reach our destination. And if we won't and we disintegrate, fine. Content.
Yeah, right.
So we can rewind back to this and hey, these were the things we thought would help the game, would continue to grow the game, but also continue the vision of the game, which is great combat, difficult raids, but also providing different avenues to enjoy the combat. So, for example, Grand Blue, they made Grand Blue Versus, which is a fighting. Now, imagine if instead of making a completely different game and spinning off the franchise,
They just put it in the other
making
one.
Grand Blue Versus within the mobile game of Grand Blue.
Would have been perfect.
So instead of having to leave the
son
game,
of a bitch.
you can enjoy the fighting game and also get progression within the mobile game or whatever the fuck. And that's pretty much what this game has the ability to do, because you have great cosmetics, you have great combat, great character designs, and that was one thing that always irked me in auto chess, was that I can't use my cosmetics. Now, for example, imagine if I'm playing the MOBA for this and they somehow make it work to where not only can you play any character from your roster in this MOBA, but you can also use your own cosmetics. Dude, that's a wrap. Who is not going to play that MOBA? A MOBA where, okay, I have to play this MMORPG for however long to get all my characters, to get all my to get everything up to be competitive in this MOBA. But then I get to choose my cosmetics. I can dye them, I can customize them. I have all these options. I can change the look on my character for a cost. I have this pet. I have all these different pets I could choose. I have these mounts. It's like that is the ideal situation for that type of game. And it will gain so many different players, and not just through that avenue. Making a fighting game through it, making a tower defense through it,
Perfect. That's what I'm
having
walking
the
more.
ability to customize your look, your cosmetics, is a game changer in that genre of games. I would quit Teamfight Tactics if I could play Teamfight Tactics in freaking Lost Ark, and everyone could be, all my dudes can be in Speedos, and all my females can be in lingerie. All right, or I could be the prude, and everyone is in like school outfits or whatever, or business attire, whatever it is. I have the ability to customize the look of all my characters, and to raise the strength of my characters to be competitive in these games. I have to participate in the ecosystem. So, one, create an ecosystem. Make things roster bound to make it simple for people to be part of this ecosystem. And then have other ways for players to enjoy this amazing combat system. And make everything customizable. Because right now, in the world of MOBAs, in the world of TFT and tower defenses, they are not very customizable. You can customize one character, but you can only do so much, right? There's only so many combinations. Like, I'm not gonna go play as Phantom Assassin in Dota and have a freaking swimsuit on. Okay, it's whatever cosmetics within the lore. You know what? I have that that one with the shirt and the swimsuit under that. I would use that for Phantom Assassin. I would want that. And I would want to use the headpiece from the Arcana. That's what I'd want. If I could have that, you think I'd stop playing? I'd be playing Dota right now. I'd be playing all random deathmatch, or what? I'd be screwing around because all my characters would jump in and they would look ridiculous. Like, I would be playing Earthshaker in a freaking Nike tracksuit. All right, and I'd be glorious. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. To be fair on that, I didn't know that some of my cosmetics are actually worth a damn, especially since some of them from 2015, 16, 17, 18.
All right, we're getting a little off the rails here.
But I'm just saying.
So to wrap it up, regardless of what happens to the Slayer and how you have to respec, that is a main worthy character.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. And then the game needs more roster-bound things.
I mean, if they're already going to combine all of the battle items, it's like, yeah, that's going to free up so much space right there.
And from there, by creating that ecosystem where people can enjoy multiple avenues to progress within the game.
Yes.
And that's what would help this game.
And I still think random drops, like everyone keeps talking about that magical mirror of Kalandra. I never found it. But I mean,
So by being so close to an ARPG, having the small percentage drop chances of getting ridiculous things.
yeah, like I mean, hell, maybe if it's going to be that rare, you can actually get a full drop of like ancient gear. Like let's say that you're farming ancient gear and you're building up the pieces for it, you'll get the ancient gear drop just like that.
And then all you're going to do is take that and you're going to play Defense of the Ark or League of Lost, whatever you want to call it. So having options and really creating versatility, all piggybacking off of a fantastic combat system, fantastic cosmetics and character design, and characters that can look extremely Western, extremely Eastern, or as you see from Zeal's stream, extremely ridiculous.
Yep.
That's pretty much a wrap.
I agree. So guys, let me know in the comments below what you think. Did we have some substance to our thoughts, processes, and
Do you
arguments?
like the Slayer's frontal attack?
The double. She's got to hit you with a double. I think anyone's gonna get knocked out by that. But
I mean, everyone has different preferences, diversity, and inclusions.
yeah, whatever. I mean, if you ain't liking that, then you ain't alive. You ain't living your best life. That's all we can say.
Some people may like the gun lancer and a speedo.
I mean, that's also living a life. That'll also hit you, but instead of one friend, that'll be just, or two friends, it's one.
I mean, technically it's three. I don't know.
Oh yeah, man. Well,
Like I said, I don't
Either
swing
which
that way, but
Either which
respect
way,
to
I
people that
guess,
do.
yeah.
There's a lot of frontal attack.
Indeed. So, yep.
Because you got the 8-pack, you got the chest, you got the. All right, we're getting into
yeah.
anatomy here, going off the rails again.
All right. Well, anyway, guys, let us know in the comments below what you guys think. Do you guys agree with any of these comments? Do you even still play Lost Ark? I know right now everyone was looking for that time to, I quit, I'm out of the game. So congrats, you finally got out.
As I said, I'm in the Lost Ark Submersible, and I'm at 140,000 feet down, and I know that it can't reach 340,000 feet down, but I'm going in. Am I going to disintegrate? It is what it is. I love the combat, and I love the cosmetics and character designs.
Yeah, and we'll see, can Gold River patch this motherfucker up and save this potential sinking ship? Or is it time to go down with the boat?
I'm not
Titanic?
playing Diablo 4, though.
Yeah.
And they're definitely not playing Overwatch 2. That game, dead on arrival.
So what you're saying is you're just not playing any Blizzard games. There you go. You can just say that.
I ain't playing Street Fighter 6 either. Their characters look weird. It's 2023.
Oh.
Why do I got characters that are designed like they're from 2008?
Well, the real question I say like that is like, why? How is that the RE engine? That's like a joke of an RE engine, man. Like, whatever.
It did them people dirty.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Okay.
Some characters look weird.
Yeah. I mean, it's just.
Here. The only way a character in this game will look weird is because you did it on purpose. You put a damn dino outfit on or something, and that's hilarious. But if your character on a base level is weird, I'm calling you out, and that's Street Fighter 6. All right.
All right, guys. Once again, calling it. Let us know in the comments below what you guys thought about it. Any other things you can add if you think the game will be better with those type of options, or any other suggestions, let us know in the comments below. Thanks again, guys, for watching. We'll see you guys out there. Later, y'all.